Hey everyone, welcome to Buzzing About Romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode is Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Becky.
And Leah. Hi, Leah.
Hi, Becky.
And Heather. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Um, how was everyone's weekend? Did you have a good week? I just need to say the book world was a little bit of a dumpster fire this week.
Oh my God,
It
it's so
has been a
bad.
dumpster fire for the past 6 months, and it just keeps getting
I mean,
worse.
is the microwave and Gatorade like what's the deal with these people?
Yeah, it's like a volcano.
Like, do you
Uh-huh.
think if we
Erupting.
sacrifice some virgins?
Maybe.
I'm just
Um,
curious. I mean, I'm all
it's
for
like
sacrifice.
It's bad. And it just keeps getting
really,
worse. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's been bad, but it just keeps getting worse.
Well, and some of this stuff is like not usually like
Not new.
some of the stuff like we sit here and we say like, "Oh my god, the book talk conversationers, the book conversations are all secular. We've already had this discussion." But like basically, the book world said, "Hold my beer. I'm going to supersize it.
Yeah.
Watch out."
Yeah.
Like it's it's like
It's
professional
bad.
wrestling met the book world. I mean,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
I,
But it's a lot more like, it's not all fake and entertaining.
I kind of wish that we could go back to the time of duels
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Mm.
or like, like I think there's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out, or maybe a Street Fighter movie. Like, wouldn't it be great? Like, one,
Oh,
two,
let's
three,
look.
fight! Like, and people had to like fight it out, like physically duke it out.
Well, like, I'm not gonna make it fair.
I'd pay per view that shit. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'd watch it. I would not participate
Right?
because,
Like, I'm gonna die.
like, zombie apocalypse, I am one of the first to go. So,
This week,
Oh, I am not even a contender. Like
yeah.
I tell my family, just leave me. Like I'm not gonna survive a day. So goodbye.
Bye bye.
yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 is scheduled to release in 2025.
So yeah, like I think that like maybe that's what we need, like Mortal Kombat.
Ooh, I think now I'm looking at it. I do like the lead guy. Okay.
Stacy would not
Anyway,
watch it. Oh, she wouldn't
Mm.
not
she
watch it.
wouldn't not, but would she admit that she watched it?
Right.
There's
I
the,
think we're all right there. Um
yeah.
so yeah, there's just a lot going on. We've discussed it in our Discord. I'm not going to rehash any of it really, so to speak.
No,
I don't think it really needs
more attention.
more
No,
attention. Um
just know that it's happening.
yeah, the one thing that I will say is conversations came up about being a true ally and like if you're to do you have to be an ally to XYZ. All I'm gonna say is even though I'm like old, um I am always learning. So if I misstep, if something I do does not feel like allyship, please feel free to slide into my DMs and let me know. Because I'm always learning. I'm always trying to do better. And I'm always up for a good like conversation.
Hmm.
And that's all I can
Mhm.
say to all of that. Like, because, you don't know what you don't know, and I don't pretend to know everything.
Well, but everything's always evolving too.
Um, so I have to share a story with you guys
I
because
like story time.
think I think that our listeners will truly appreciate this. So
Yes, they will.
yesterday, big exciting weekend plans in this household. We got new rear wheel tires. Mike will not let me go on any long trips until we got the tires replaced, so got those tires replaced. And he and I, just because we have the one car, and it was only going to take like an hour, we decided to sit in the waiting room. We both have audiobooks. Mike's listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is a indie turn trad pub that got picked up off Book Talk. He says it's hilarious. If you're a gamer or Dungeons and Dragons kind of fan, you will love this book and this audio. I actually sent it to Lindsay because I think it's one for her space sci-fi
Mhm.
Hmm.
stuff. There's a cat in the book called Donut. She deems herself Princess Donut
Oh,
because she gets to
nice.
level up and she's Princess Donut. Anyway, she's like, I'm
Wait, the
one
cat
generation
talks?
Yeah, it's fantasy.
Okay, just checking. I just
The cat
making
deems
sure.
itself one generation removed from a tiger, so rar,
This is why fantasy isn't for everyone.
right? So Mike's listening to Carl, and I was listening to Spark, which is the upcoming release from Lauren Rowe, and listening along. It is a slow burn,
Okay.
but the tension, the pining. There's lots of talk about her dildo named Bruce,
Well, that's a good one.
right? Anyway, and all of a sudden we're
Sorry.
sitting there, and I was listening plugged in to wired headphones. I had wired headphones on, guys. And I'm listening to my book, and it pauses and it stops, and I'm like, did I run out of time on Book Funnel? Like, because sometimes I use sleep timer if I'm in the middle of something and like I know I might drift off, or so I sometimes will set the sleep timer so that I don't drift too far. And it stops, and then I hit play again, and it stops again. And then I look up, and I can see our car in the window at the tire service place, and the lights are on, which means my phone connected to the Bluetooth in the car. And we were
But
at
wait, there's more.
Technology.
it was a very, 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 very spicy part
With
of
Bruce.
said of the book. Anyway, so as we're leaving, I did say to the guy, I'm like, sorry about the audiobook. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
It probably happens all the time.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And we did get in the car, and they had turned the radio off. So maybe when the noise started, they like turned it off. But I'm fairly certain that Mike Burr is ready. He's like, this is like the third time this has happened. You have to stop. And I'm like,
Hey, you
What, stop
came
listening?
prepared.
right?
Like you had the
You were
wired-
plugged in too.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that's the thing.
And also, my phone, I thought our Bluetooth worked, that the last thing that connected to the car is what connected first. And I'm fairly certain that his book connected on the way to the tire shop, not mine. So the
But
car
that would
fucked up,
not have
not
been
me.
embarrassing.
Right?
My
Yeah.
car, thankfully, like I have to plug in. Like my Bluetooth doesn't work right in my car. So if I'm not plugged in, nothing's playing.
No, like if Justin's driving my car and is driving down the street, it will connect to the
Yours?
street. Yeah, and I'm in my house.
Michael's like, if I get in the car, I have to make sure that everything, like I'm ready to pause because you never know what's going to happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
The
That's
kids have
awesome.
learned, like when we are in the car all together, they just need to like cover their ears sometimes.
So here's my little PSA for the week. If you're getting an oil change, a tire change, something where somebody else is going to be in your car, just turn your Bluetooth off. That's just my little PSA before you walk into the tire shop, into the oil change place. Just hit Bluetooth off on your phone. So said item does not connect, and your tire man doesn't hear people mutually masturbating.
Well,
Anyway.
you know, he probably went home and was like, yeah, it was a really great day. Like this lady's book was awesome.
And there was Bruce.
And there was Bruce.
Anyway, so, but that is not our topic for tonight. We're not talking about audiobooks or Becky's inability for them not to connect to random things. Instead, our topic is second-gen romances. That's when we get a romance story centered on the children of an original romance couple. Think legacy characters, but make it swoony. Sometimes these books come years later, and sometimes they arrive fast, like within 12 months of the original release. It's like checking in on a couple we already loved and falling for the whole new dynamic. Plus, there's additional layers of parental cameos, family expectations, and legacy and drama. So, we're going to talk about this because some of us feel pretty passionate about that. I will say, Lindsay, she wasn't able to be on this episode. She has family visiting. She has big thoughts on second gen. Basically,
When
she hates
doesn't
them and
Lindsay
thinks
have big
they're
thoughts?
stupid.
She doesn't
Well,
like him?
She does not.
I think she has been let down by the second gens that she has read, and so that is part of the
The
problem.
Kaylee Ryan baseball series has the only next gen series that I have ever heard say anything remotely positive about.
But the baseball was very correct too,
Right,
so that
so-
helped. Yeah, I think the fact is Lindsay has gotten burned on second gens before, and so she has a tendency to not go back to things when she's been burned. Because once things are dead to Lindsay, they're dead to her.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like she gave away books because she was so mad about a second gen.
Yeah. I don't think she's actually read a second gen since those ones either.
I don't think so. I don't know. She's pretty so let's first talk about why why are authors writing second gens? What do we
Because I think when an author puts somebody in a book, like you get a character and you get snippets of that character and you're like, I really like that character. I think I need more of them, right?
Right.
I mean,
Everybody thumbs up.
that's what I think. Like,
I mean,
like you can't
Sam
put a
thinks so
character in here.
too.
We
Right.
saw
I
it.
see. What the hell? I mean, yeah. I don't know. If you give me a character, I'm probably gonna want their book if you make them great enough.
The thing is like I read, like, say back years ago, the Jude Deveraux, or not, well, Jude Deveraux's done it, but in the historical romances, it kind of worked, right? Because we weren't in contemporary present day. So, like, you would get the parents' book, and then you would see the original first couple in some of the siblings' books, and then, oh, look, we're in a new generation now, right? Like, the younger generation, the new babies and stuff have kind of aged up, and now we're getting their books. And usually it would be, but again, because releasing romance books were different in the 90s and early 2000s than it is right now. You know, it took 10 years to get through the siblings. So by the time we were hitting the kids' books, like, you were like, oh, okay, it's been 10 years. I'm ready for them to age up. In contemporary, it's kind of jarring at times. Especially, at least for me it is, especially if the book just came out like 6 months ago, and now I'm supposed to believe that, like, this is a full grown ass person that was not even existing in the epilogue.
This is where my argument comes in. It is the soap opera effect. Because in a soap opera, you are watching, and one day a child will be a baby in diapers, and then the next day they're like 22 years old. And
Now,
like,
I think they do make them 10. I think there's a couple.
it is a little, I'm just saying, but like more often than not, one day it is a kid, like barely double digits. And then all of a sudden they're like a teenager or in their 20s, but nothing else changes. The parents are still the same age, doing the same thing. Like sometimes the siblings don't age along with them. Like you can have a full family and like there's an age gap between siblings, but then all of a sudden they're like the same age. That's why the like time jump in second gen and like the technology like doesn't like add up. It doesn't bug me because I love a soap opera. So it's like when all of a sudden that kid is like 20 and like going to college and like everybody else around them is still like in the same place they were like the day before.
So for you,
doesn't
it's
bug
the
me
soap
either.
opera aging. You just, because you're a fan of that.
Well, because like I was so used to watching that. So like it's almost natural that it happens in my romance books.
I don't care. Like, I don't put that much thought into it. Like, cool. I love that. Like, great. I like this author. I like this world. I like this small town. I like whatever about it. And I'm like, awesome. We get more characters. And then I get to see their hot dad be a dad. Like, I don't know.
So
Jenny's like, are there?
well, Jenny is very analytical, and time matters
am.
to Jenny.
Yes.
So I'm curious because we have all listened. I mean, most of us have listened to the Banana Pants rant of you and Lindsay, which is technically a second gen book.
It is a second gen book.
So, but from the parents' book and Knitting in the City series to this book, it was about 8 years.
We were just over 10. So, but like at the end of the series is when they were pregnant with the two people that get together in banana pants.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, it was closer to 8.
So, did you have any issues with them aging? Because really, think about it, technology isn't that desperately different from 8
Mm-mm.
years ago.
No.
Right. And it's Penny Reed, and she is very analytical. So she did make like some technology advances that we don't have now. Like, because he's kind of undercover doing like private eye type work. So has some technology. I don't know. Maybe we do have it, but I, as a civilian, am not aware of
I'm not aware of it. So Jen Ellen says she leans more like Jenny. The time jump can bug her and often keep from reading a second Gen series. I will say, now, outside of that Kaylee Ryan baseball series, outside of that, because I loved that series, and Mom and Dad are book 1, and the little girl that's 5 in book 1 is a grown-ass adult in book 2, that series didn't bug me.
But why did that series not bug you, but other ones do?
So I went looking today, and to be honest, there's hardly any mentions of technology other than her aged laptop. Which,
I can see that.
it, like the way it's written, it easily could have been like an end of the 90s, early 2000 era. Like there's nothing in it that gives it cultural timing right now. And they talk about her cell phone, but they don't talk about like getting on an app or scrolling a certain social media app or styling. It is simply about her aged laptop. That's the only tech mention.
So I think about like, so my oldest is 18 and your kids are in their 20s, right?
Right.
They've really never experienced the world without iPhone.
Right.
Like their whole life is iPhone. And so texting has been like for them, it's not a jump. And even probably for people in their 20s, texting isn't like they can't remember when they didn't text. Like I do because I'm old.
Because we had to pay for our texts when they first came out.
And,
like
we would
every
have to,
text.
You know what I mean? So
and you had to keep pushing that 3 to get the right letter.
Right. And so like technology, I get like the whole app thing and everything. But like even in like I think about Mafia. So I think about like Cora Riley, right? She has a second gen book. And so her first gen series, they text back and forth, but that's really, like I said, the only technology that's mentioned. And so that to me, I can get past that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, tech's pretty basic, right? Because even with the older cell phones, the ones of 2003, 2004, there was texting capabilities on those phones. It just was expensive, or you had to have the data plan or whatnot. Like,
and you had to have like 5 minutes to send like 3 words.
Yeah, right. You had to know T9.
And there was the kicks. Weren't the kicks real big? And like,
like with the spin.
I had
I mean, I love a good beeper reference in a romance because I will giggle so hard. Like, especially sometimes. Okay, so that's something else that's kind of interesting that I've seen in a couple second gens. They'll age the book, like the parent couple, so that the current couple is contemporary, but they'll say stuff like, oh, we used to have beepers in high school or something. And it was kind of like, but there was no beeper mentioned in your book. Like you had phones and apps and stuff. Like you can't go back and fix that now. So sit down.
Right. So Jen Ellen just said she had her first cell phone in 1994.
Yeah.
And you could text. So that's 31 years. So that's like a big, and I mean, Jen Ellen, like I know a cell phone. Like I was still in high school at that time, but I know that they were there. Like,
Yeah, my brother had a bag phone in like 89.
My sister had the bag. That was her first one.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
but you couldn't take it out of the car. It had to stay in the car.
Oh, like it
Yeah.
was
Because it
like
plugged into the cigarette lighter.
right. Yeah.
Which they don't have those in cars anymore either. But it's like it wasn't like portable. Like it was portable, but it wasn't portable at the
Yeah.
same time.
No, I think that so I mean, you do have to kind of suspend belief, suspend time.
Yeah.
Well, for me, the technology isn't the biggest part of the time. It's the parents. I need the parents to have gotten older.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
your dad can't still be a professional hockey player when he is 63. Like,
Right.
that's
Right.
Now,
Well, that's the
it-
thing. If they don't age the parents right in the book, then it bugs me. But like, that's like why I'm saying like soap opera effect in this sense of like the time is changing. But like typically in the second gen parents books, like the parents are like starting to retire and the kids are taking over the businesses and things like that. So that's why like I like the second gen, like the time jumps don't usually bother me because the author more often than not correctly ages the parents along with
I
them.
will
Mhm.
say I recently read Kate Meter's Sweet Thing, which is a
Mhm.
second gen from her Chicago Rebels series.
It's very good. Everybody should read it.
Everybody should read it. It's very good. I know Leah's tired of hearing me talk about it.
No, it's so good though.
But it's interesting that you say that because in her parents' book, which her dad is still playing hockey in this book, and he is 43, and they
Mhm.
talk because his brother is having his first professional year. But they talk about, see, they met when the dad was a rookie for Chicago Rebels, and he was only 21 or 22. And they were an accidental oops pregnancy for the brother. So, and he's young going
That's
in.
Yeah, so like the oopsie baby is in his rookie season.
Well, and then that would check out. And the other thing I like that authors do is when they correctly age the parents, but
Mhm.
then the parents are still like in love with each other, and like the dad can't keep his hands off the mom.
Yeah,
Because I
this book
think
is like that.
people assume when people get older, like my age, like my son thinks it's disgusting when my husband like grabs my butt or whatever, but that's like real, right? Like
Right.
that's normal. So
I
like
mean,
I like when
well,
authors have that.
I'm sorry. I am a 48, almost 49-year-old woman. There are not children interrupting us anymore. Like, we have more free time alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, kids are like the biggest interrupters of life in
Mhm.
general,
In everything.
yeah.
in everything.
Yeah.
And Jen Ellen is right. She did start that series in the 2000s. If you haven't read it, you should read Sweet Thing by Kate Meter. I really enjoyed it.
Read the originals too, because they're really good as well.
Okay, so that's something too. How do you feel about just jumping into a second gen? Do you feel like it's easy to do? Do you find it more difficult to do? I will say, Sue brings up Kat Mazira's series because she has a second gen, and I find her second gen hard to jump into. And I did jump into her second gen. I hadn't read her first gen, and I jumped into her second gen, and it was overwhelming because her series are long and big. And to be honest, I don't know that like Sawyer Bennett could do a second gen because
there's a lot of characters.
there's so many characters, and like the current Pittsburgh series is like 16, 17 books long. Like there's so many people.
Because like Aurora Rose Reynolds, her Until series, her second gen, that one's long, but first gen it's only 4 books. And like I know people that have jumped into that second gen without any issue, but like the books themselves really revolve around the siblings and the kids, and like the parents are there and involved, but they're not at the same time. So I think it really kind of depends on how crowded the pages become and like the way the author has created the world.
Yeah, I would agree. It depends on how involved the parents are and how much their story plays into the next story. Like Melanie Moreland did it with her vested interest series. She has the ABC core. And those are tight-knit families, but she
like
only picked
70 people.
yeah, like there's tons of people, but she only picked
Yeah.
certain kids to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then like you get a quick overview of
But
like
they'll have like family get-togethers where like they talk about like all of the people, but like they're all like they're often working, so it's like not every single person is on the page when they do stuff like that, and it's not necessarily like she doesn't name every single person either, which is
right.
something.
And she does have a family tree. Like I'm all
Yes.
for a family tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So this is gonna shock literally none of you. I don't care. I will just jump in wherever.
Same.
I actually will jump in middle of a series. If I don't think I like tropes in book 1 and 2, I'm not gonna read it. I'll just jump into 3 because it's friends to lovers. I don't care.
And
like
that's why I love you.
Carrie Ann Ryan writes like big, huge, messy families, and
Mhm.
you sort of probably should read it in order, but
You don't
I
have to read
don't.
hers in order though.
I
It's a
just
great job.
I personally like to read in order, but I have read her out of order and it was fine.
I actually think Carrie Ann, as far as like generations and family goes,
She
I
does
think
really
she
good though.
should be the expectation because you can pick up a first gen book and it reads just fine. And then you pick up a third gen and you're like, hey, I know these people. Like, I'm
Yeah.
good to go. Like,
Yeah.
and I think you can skip around and jump around. Like, I remember reading like the first book and the second gen and thinking, ooh, I want these parents. I want the parent story. And I went back and I read the parent
Same.
story.
Mhm.
And it was,
Well, but I think a big part of that is Carrie Ann's index card system.
well,
Like
yes.
she's very organized, and that's the thing. Like, but you also
Do you
like
not
with
know
Carrie.
about Carrie Ann's index card system, Heather?
Oh,
I got
that's
that.
oh, she's
How
talked
did I
about
get
it. It's how she
jealous.
like like all of her characters
Have
are
an
like
index
color
card.
coded index cards. Like all their information is like
Like
in a
everything.
A Rolodex.
she
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually,
She
Probably
essentially
tell
has
me
a
where she
character
lives, 'cause
Rolodex.
I'm gonna be like,
Well, I think they're like alphabetized and everything. Like
they
she
are.
has it very organized. But
Except
then
I will say recently she's been jumping between multiple series with new families.
oh, she's probably a hot mess.
And the
right
other
now.
day she messaged me and she's like, did I kill these parents in this book? And I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Like,
And she
there's a
just
trauma
meant was like,
response.
I was like, it was just like, did I mention any parents in this prequel? And I was like, no, you mentioned his parents, but not hers. And she's like, okay, I can decide what to do with them. I'm like, Carrie Ann,
But
we
I
can't
will-
just go killing people.
But I will say with Carrie Ann's series, like when there's big family events with these really close-knit families, everybody shows up. Unlike other authors that we have read who talk about how close the families are, and the sister doesn't show up to the wedding.
Leah has petty pants on. And actually, so
But
this
it's
is
a big
something.
thing. Like if you talk about how close these families are and how much they do everything together, and then you get married and your sister does not show up, like that is a problem.
I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to name the names because Leah's being very polite and not.
Oh,
so
I was going to name names.
this
I
is
just hadn't got
something
there yet.
that I think is the difference between Carrie Ann Ryan and some things that we see, because actually I recently had this happen with a Jay Salmon book, but she's referring to Natasha Madison. And actually there was a discussion a while ago in Natasha's reader group where a reader asked a question about like, hey, what about these characters? Are we ever going to see anything about them? They're not listed in the family tree. And Natasha, who is incredibly sarcastic, and she knows that she's incredibly sarcastic, she did respond. She's like, oh, I forgot I made them pregnant or they had that baby. And now she's writing like second gen and third gen. And it's like, that's just Natasha. You're going to go in knowing that sister just.
oh,
But I do have to agree with Leah a little bit, especially if it's a beloved character, a beloved family, and you've built this family to be this really over the top,
But they
nosy,
go on giant
involved.
family vacations like every
Right.
year.
Like
But then, like when
122
one of them
people.
gets married, not all of them show up. Like
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice, and I have literally read every single Natasha Madison.
I have bitched about this book multiple times. I don't know how you haven't noticed.
I don't
yet.
know. Like her one that just came out, or it came out what, Tuesday, Thursday? I don't know.
Oh,
The main character, Caleb, the male main character, his parents had a book in this love series, and I read it, and I loved the series, like this little 3-book series. It was really great.
I wondered where he came from.
Yeah.
It so it's interesting. His mom was married, but her husband was married to someone else, and so it was like,
Oh, the secret family one. Okay, I know
it
which
was
one you're talking
interesting.
about.
The secret family one, yeah, it was good.
Because he died and she found out that he was married
Yep.
Yeah.
and had a whole other family. Yeah. I remember
Yep.
that one.
Problem.
That's a problem.
It is.
Karen, what book do you want to know the title of? The one with the sister that didn't show up to the wedding is in the Southern Wedding series. It's like book 2.
It's I think Avery is the heroine. It's the secret baby one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the secret baby one in the
Because
wedding
they have a
books.
one night stand and he
Yeah,
shows up at the cousin's
Oh.
he shows up at a wedding.
right. But his sister never shows up.
It drives me insane.
So Jay Salmon is writing. It's a spin-off series from 3 series.
Yeah.
So it's her current series that she's writing in is from the Edge series, her Edge series. Also her Boston Doctor Billionaire series. And that last series that was the boy band that aren't boy bands anymore series. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. And
Gotcha.
it's the Irresistibly series, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's confusing and it's messy. I actually ended up going into my Kindle app on my phone, screenshotting the family tree, but the family tree is incomplete because she doesn't want to give away future books.
Which is fine.
Except you don't know who belongs to who, and they're mentioned in this book.
Oh.
So it
Confusing.
It feels a little confusing. And to be honest, I know that we kind of get it a little bit with Melissa Foster, and Melissa Foster is one that I grump about quite often, that her pages are so crowded.
They're very crowded.
I'm kind of grateful she doesn't write second gen, that she just makes the families bigger and bigger and it's cousins.
God, could you imagine if she did a second gen?
I would
'Cause
lose-
those people
I would not be
procreate
able to.
like
Like-
crazy for one thing. And it's like they're already big series and then like all of the children.
Yeah. So what do we think is the biggest challenge authors face when writing second gen? And I think we kind of just talked about it. Remembering who's who got pregnant, how many siblings and babies people have. Like,
Yeah.
keep track of the
Yeah.
swimmers, guys.
Well, it's hard. I'm sure it's hard to keep track of everyone, right? So, like, I think having a giant family tree.
Oh,
Well,
But
yes.
there
And
there
certain
are
authors
tools
approach it
for
different
that.
ways. Some authors approach it different ways. You have an author like Carrie Ann Ryan who absolutely is overly organized, type A, like, but she also comes from an academic background
Yeah.
as a
Makes
research
sense.
scientist. So
Yeah.
her notations, her annotating makes sense for her. Versus, I'm a wild creative. Like, I can keep a list, but likely I'm going to lose the list in a pile of something, and it will never exist anymore.
It'll be in the pile of lists.
Right. There is tools and marketing things that authors can do, but it's also a matter of time and expense. And did you refer to it? Because I can tell you, I make a to-do list every Monday morning.
Does it get done?
I looked at my to-do list today from last Monday.
She may have lost it.
I
by, like, 2
don't know that I did half
So
of
it's
it.
found it now.
I just found it after I wrote it on Monday. You're right. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. She makes the list, but where does the list end up?
Oh, and then some authors are outing themselves in our YouTube comments saying, or they start the list and then they don't keep it up.
Yes, we
Oh,
know.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
know Bonnie.
See.
I think it depends on the type of reader you are. If you are a reader that can suspend reality and maybe kind of just, read because you want to and like get out of our stupid reality, then none of this stuff will bug you, right?
That's true. Well,
I'll be honest, very little bugs me. You guys know that. I'm
Yeah.
like a pretty,
Yeah. See, and I'm the like complete opposite. Like suddenly the dude has a shirt on and he didn't like
Okay.
2 sentences ago. Like
That would bug me. That if I
Okay.
caught that would
I
annoy
mean,
the crap
there was a
out of
If I
book I
caught
read
that.
where she
I love
wore
that.
her dress in the shower. And another
If
book
I
where he took
caught
his
it,
belt off
it would bug
twice.
me.
Or if somebody's allergic to peanuts and then eats peanut butter when she's pregnant.
Mm.
Didn't you know
Amazing.
pregnancy is magical?
I mean,
It's
sure it
Your
is.
something.
allergy doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, most people I know get allergies while they're pregnant, not lose them. But
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so let's go to some book recs because, you know, my petty pants are going to get a little tight over here if I keep them on much longer.
Yep.
And Leah didn't just wear her petty pants. She put her petty shirt on with a petty jacket. She did her petty
Petty.
hair.
Pettiness is my favorite.
Oh, we know. So what are some of our favorite second gen series? There are tons of them out there. And I do feel like this is a newer trend, right, guys? Like
New-ish, yeah.
2020, we did not see it a lot. But then all of a sudden, 22.
There was like the rare outlier of second gen that you could get, but it definitely is more now.
Okay, Heather, give us a second gen series you think is worth picking up and let us know if it is good, as good as the original series, or better.
So I will say Helena Hunting's The Lies, Hearts, and Truths.
Why
Yeah.
do you steal all my
You
stuff?
took-
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well,
this was
it's like-
funny. I'm sorry.
If it makes you feel
actually-
better, I didn't have that on my list.
We
That's
know.
my top one.
I've never read
I
it
might
though. So
Be the only one, but I actually
that's
think
better.
it's better
It
because
is.
I think her writing probably matured.
100% better.
I love my characters that I adore, like watching them be parents and adults and navigate that world. So I personally really enjoy that series, and it's more like emotional too. Does
Very
that make
much
sense?
yes. And I think she does really good at balancing like the parent versus the main character, because like you can see both sides, like
Yeah.
because you
Oh,
still
totally.
love the parents, right? And you want them to be right, but you're like, oh, I'm living in this world right now, and like maybe you're not so right. And
Well, I also wonder if, I mean, Helena is like my age, right? She's like our contemporary, and her daughter is getting older. And I think as you parent old, like teenagers and stuff, there's a balance where you can't control them and you sort of have to let them make their own decisions, even though you don't want to, you know?
No, for sure. I think one of the best things in that book is Randy and Lily being parent in that series. Randy and Lily being parents because they were so horny and off the hook in their books. Like
Yeah.
they were so ridiculous. But they're the most like calm, gentle parenting. Like someone took a class.
right, like I was like, oh, I
Sure.
wish I could do that to my kids. Like my patience is not
Yeah.
that long.
Like it was almost like they saw what their parents did and they're like, everything our parents do, we're not doing that.
Right.
Like,
And
we
they
aren't
came
doing
from
that.
really crappy parents too.
Yeah.
So that
Which I 100% like. That is my parenting style.
what
Mhm.
better than your parents or chaotic?
Well, it's a
Little
little
bit
bit
of
of both.
Okay, so we all three had that one. Leo, why don't you give us one?
Sorry.
So I have the Adair Legacy series by K.L. Dawn. It's a little bananas. You don't see a lot. Like you see the parents, but you don't see a lot of the parents. But the guys especially are very much the same breed as their dads, very obsessive, very intense. I wouldn't say that it's better than the original. It's like neck and neck depending on the book.
So
Like
as
the
good.
original series. Yeah, like I'd say it's as good. Like the original series I think was 3 or 4 books, and then like this new second gen is going to be a lot more cuz multiple kids, but yeah, but I really enjoy that one.
Okay. Jenny, do you have another book that's not Helena?
I mentioned Melanie Moreland and her, because it was originally BAM, which was 3 characters, and then became the Vested Interest series, which is like 7 maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
But the ABC Court, like she took kids from different couples, and they are not like in the same location as their parents, not all of them. So I thought it was really well done in that they were individuals, but they still had connections to their parent.
Okay. I have to talk about this series because, well, it's me and I have to. So I only read one book in the off-campus Briar U series by L. Kennedy. And this is when I think an author is actually writing a series, not because the stories are inspired, but because she doesn't want to lose the readership, the cash cow, the cash grab.
Mhm.
I think that this new series, this Campus Diaries series that L. Kennedy is writing, is just that. Like, these stories are just not as thought out as the two that I had read. They're not as, the characters aren't as developed. I think the original is hard to beat, especially when you have a series that's that iconic.
Yeah.
That everybody has at least read one book in that series. You know, it's fairly iconic, and you're trying to capture that magic again.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
And I just don't think that she has done it well in this series. So, okay, what do you got, Heather?
I actually have Eden Finley. She doesn't have necessarily like a next gen series, but she does write next gen. So like my favorite book of hers is Blindsided. And then Talon and oh my god, I just blanked. Anyway, I will come up with this name. They have sons, and she's written in standalones for each of the boys. And one was a standalone, and then one was like written in the FU series, and it's really good. And then some of the CU hockey series that Eden Finley and Saxon James have written, they have like next gen books, and they don't feel like next gen, like they're really good.
Okay, what do you got, Leah?
The Masters and Mercenaries Reloaded series by Lexi Blake. This is the second gen of like her original characters. I actually really like these. I think these are better than the first gen, but I think part of that is the fact that we get the first gen as parents and the chaos that they bring. Like, their characters are still very much the same as they were from like their go around, but seeing them like in a parental aspect and like the ridiculous things. Like the one book, I think it's Liam's it's a novella in the 1001 Dark Nights, but Liam's daughter's Daisy, and like he like pretends that she is this perfect little like angel who does nothing wrong, and she is like hell on wheels, and he's like, but Daisy would never do that. And it's just like the hilarity that Lexi Blake like gives these characters, like it works so well.
Do you think some of that, though, too, is Masters and Mercenary was one of her first series she ever released?
Yeah, but I reread like a couple of the older books probably last year sometime, and her writing style like itself like hasn't really changed. Like she's grown a little bit, but like for some reason those Masters and Mercenaries books, because she's even like writing second gen and like the Bliss Worlds and things like that now too. But there's just something about this world that she has like she just like flourishes in it.
Yeah. What about you, Jenny? What's another second gen that you love?
I'm looking forward to Kelly Fox is releasing her second gen of the Guardians. So I like binge read the Guardians a couple weeks ago, and it's these characters are like mercenaries, but they're under the radar, like not quite doing legal things. They call it like clearing the board. Um, but
Okay, this coming out. Okay, first of all, she is the cutest. Okay. She like went on live and was like, so I like have a book coming out. I haven't even at all talked about it. Jenny and I are like, we know, we're like waiting.
yes, because it's Omar and Anders' child, and yeah, Anders is like he has a twin who's the complete opposite, but he's like completely unhinged. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see him as a parent.
Yeah.
I love that sometimes. So when you get like those characters who you're like, I don't know what they're going to be like as parents, then we see them and they're like
Right? Because
way different than you like pictured in your head.
well, and that's real life, right? Like you see people get pregnant, you're like, oh, that's gonna be.
Ex- yeah.
Right. And then they end up being like exceptional parents with like really
Mhm.
great kids. So,
Yeah, and then you're like, huh.
okay.
Mhm.
I I haven't read it yet. It is on my TBR. I have book 1 on my Kindle, and that is Kaylee Ryan's Nashville Rampage series. So this is her football series, but she is bringing in children from other series into this
Mhm.
one. So in this one, the tattoo parlor series that she had that she released last year, the hero in book 1 is their
No.
no.
No, it's the unexpected reality. He's the baby from book 1.
Okay, unexpected reality. He is the
Yeah.
baby from book 1.
But I think because like the tattoo one, I don't think she has anything with that yet because she hasn't finished that one yet. She still
Okay.
has one more book.
Unexpected reality book 1 is the offspring from book 1 in that series over to the Nashville Rampage. So I'm excited for that. I like Kaylee Ryan's books.
hmm
Okay, Heather, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna be 100. Like, you guys know how chaotic I am as a reader. Like, right? I don't know. Ava Winters. Like, I love Ava Winters. She writes Mafia, and she
Mhm.
has a second gen. And I went and looked, and then I don't even know which her second gen is. So I'm really sorry, but they're all great. It doesn't.
Well, she has her Heathen series the Legacy of Heathens that's coming out right now. That's second gen, but like
I don't know how yet.
her world is like so crazy and chaotic anyway. So it's like, and there's age gaps between a lot of like the couples of the original series. So it's hard to tell when the second gen actually started.
Well,
And
and I
here's
kind
the-
of feel
like, I just read them.
I feel that way about Kylie Kent's books.
Well, because she's on the third gen now.
Because everybody's a generation, everybody's connected to somebody. I have read these books completely out of order. I did not
Yeah.
start in the beginning with the first generation. I started in
didn't
the
either.
middle of the second gen with,
The Sons.
the sons of the Valentinos. And then I went over to like the hockey series and the whiskey series,
Which is third gen.
which is third gen, and people are killing each other and having babies. I don't know. Guys playing hockey, getting blown up. There's a lot going on. But I love those books. Like, there's, like, the hockey is not correct hockey. So if you are going into Kylie Kent looking for, like,
You're not reading Kylie Kent for the hockey.
no, you're reading Kylie Kent because it is chaotic, smutty goodness with real honest connections. Like, even Jenny, who doesn't love instant connection, she found a kinship to Kylie Kent's
I did.
guys.
I did.
Because they're
Well, I
chaotic.
just downloaded a book, and
Yeah.
then I see that Shane East narrates it, and immediately bought the book.
I would buy the
But-
book too for that. But
Same.
like, she has the Australian one, and that family has kids that are in
Yeah.
like
Yeah, the pig farmer.
Also,
he likes
if
to
you-
feed people to his pigs. He has children.
yes.
But they're a little bit psycho as well.
If you ever have the opportunity to meet her or to buy her signed books, 10 out of
Just do
10
it.
recommend. Her special
She gets
editions
us every time. Oh my
are
god, every
gorgeous.
freaking time.
and her swag. You
Yeah.
Like,
Did
yeah.
you order from Columbus and then she had to mail us the boxes because she couldn't? She's from Australia, so she
Yeah,
didn't
we
come to
got,
the
like,
Columbus
A
signing.
flask this year.
A flask,
because
whiskey
she had the
stones.
whiskey stones
Whiskey
last
Stones
year.
was last year.
No, I got
but
whiskey
yeah,
stones again this year
Was
and
there
a
whiskey stones?
flask.
Honestly, I took my books out, but I left all the swag in the
There's
box.
like, wait a
Wait
minute.
a second. Hold on. When the signing comes, like, remind me, and I'm gonna have stuff sent to
Well,
you.
she's not on the list for this
Right.
year.
Well, because she's not traveling to the U.S. under the current administration. But like, she had a signet ring. It's costume jewelry, but
But
it's
it's so
the
fun.
it's the mafia signet ring for the Valentino family. I'm like, how cool of swag is that, right?
She
That
has
is
good
cool.
swag, yeah.
She
She does.
Seriously?
And
Yeah.
her special editions
Yeah,
They're
because
so pretty.
Jeremy was like, "Why do you have a hockey stick up
Here,
there?"
let me roll, and then I'll bring one
It's
over.
from
to
Bring
you.
one
Tyler's
over.
I
bag.
actually so last weekend at the adult book fair, there's a traveling book, like whatever,
So,
and they're like,
so
this
she's
is
been
the book we
doing
bought for you.
like Mother's Day editions. So this is the Mother's Day edition, and it's so like how pretty that is. It's foiled.
But it came in a box. Is that the one that came in the case too? There was one that
No, that's this year's. Hold on, I'll roll again.
You guys, I'm not kidding. Like Kylie Kent special editions. Like we even
Yeah,
got
this
Jenny
one came
it.
in
Look
like
at
the
this.
flowered box,
Mm.
It's
but
they're
it
so
has
pretty.
the sprayed edges too.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, did you know the pages were purple
I
or
did
pink?
or pink. Yeah, they're
Because
pink.
I haven't opened it. Because it's just so pretty.
She has a sale going on right now.
But a lot of stuff is sold out because I went
How
and I
about
was
you
gonna.
send me that link? That'd be great.
Well, no, she's like sold out of like everything because she said she's redoing some stuff,
Oh,
and so
which
there
means,
she
hey, guess
basically
what,
was
guys?
getting
We're
rid of
buying
it.
more books.
Yeah, I was like, yes, the book that I wanted was sold out, so I couldn't buy it.
It's really sad.
Wow.
Anyway. Okay, Heather, what's another second gen? This will be our last one.
I don't really, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a time. Like,
Okay.
I don't even know if I'm reading second. You guys, I told you.
God love
I'm
you.
chaos.
Okay, Leah, do you have another second gen that people should read?
I mean, I have a bunch, but
Pick one.
the Linear Tactical Oak Creek series by Janie Crouch. It's 3 books so far. Book 4, he is extremely neurospicy, and so I am really excited for his book. But I think she's doing second gen really well because like all of the like first gen, most of them have retired, but they're still like very much involved in their kids' lives. And yeah, I think I wouldn't say it would surpass because I loved the first gen, but second gen
Pretty good.
it's really
I
good. Yeah.
forgot about that series. That's a great series.
It's such a good series. It's small town suspense. She writes a dynamic book.
What about you, Jenny? Do you have a
I
another
was
one?
gonna mention Krista Sandor's the Sebastian Guarantee is the first one with the like hot dog.
Yeah,
who's
it's
the hot
the
dog princess.
Phoebe.
second gen from
Phoebe,
the Nanny
yes.
Love
Phoebe Gates.
Match.
Yeah, like I just enjoyed it because she really kept like the personality of
Yeah.
the
The Love
characters.
Match Legacy books. And actually, it starts with a Christmas novella that is the siblings,
The twins.
the two
Okay.
sets of twins, is
It's
the
all the
first book.
twins.
Oh, the twin.
Because there's
gotcha.
twin girls on the one and
Yeah.
then twin boys. Yeah.
Yeah, they all get together.
It's the mistletoe something, I think.
I was actually just talking to her the other day, and I'm trying to convince her to write a second gen of Not Your Average Vixen.
Oh my
Because
God.
They like go back up to.
They go
Yes,
back to the
please.
mountain because
I will be
those
messaging
two.
her, been like, hey, so I hear you might write this. Where is it?
Well, she hasn't committed to
She will commit now.
because I'm like, I think they need to revisit the Santas and the chaos of the mountain. And you know that Scooter is going to be,
He's gonna be such a good girl dad.
yeah,
He'd be a great girl dad.
he would.
Yeah,
Okay.
Krista, listen to us. Do it.
She does.
I love that book. You don't understand. Like, I'll be somewhere and I'll be like, be the vixen.
No,
Just,
like no joke. That
randomly.
is one of the first books I recommend to anybody,
Yeah.
like who is looking for like a rom-com. I'm like, it might not be Christmas, but you need to read this book. And everybody that
That's
has
fair.
like everybody reads it and loves it.
And also, even if you're not like a book person, you should 1000% just follow Krista Sandor because she's a freaking riot.
Get
For
her
her newsletter?
newsletters. They're delightful.
Seriously.
Did anybody see the new paperbacks for the birthday card boyfriend, baseball card boyfriend series, the card boyfriend series? Did we see these new paperbacks that she's got coming?
Yes.
No?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We saw them a while ago.
Well, I saw them a while ago, but I was reminded of them today when I was looking for the Legacy Love Match books.
Yeah. They're very nice.
Yeah. I think that she has a store front for paperbacks on her website. So, because I'm going to need those 3.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
not on her website yet.
They're not up there yet. Well,
She might not have them in hand. I don't think unless she has inventory, she doesn't put stuff up there. And
Jenny,
she's had quite a busy
right?
few
Kid graduated
months.
high school. He skydived out of a plane for his 18th birthday.
You know, I'm telling you, having 18-year-old boys not for the faint of heart.
Seriously, I've lived through it. I know. I'm there. Jenny, do you have another next gen?
That was my last one. Sorry.
So Erin Nicholas, she's done her Sapphire Falls Next Generation. It's happening right now. It's small town. It now follows the kids. Of course, there's Carrie Elks and the Heartbreak Brothers is next gen.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, me too.
And she has a new book coming out at the end of next week in this series, book 3. And then she's going to take a break from Heartbreak Brothers and just focus on the Fitzgeralds, which if you read the Salinger Brothers, you're going to love this next book in the Fitzgeralds. And then let's see here. Who else do I have? Kristen Proby actually has 2. She's bringing some of her Seattle people over into the wilds of Montana. And then in her Seattle series, Singles in Seattle, I think is second gen. And then Kelly Elliott.
Isn't Singles in Seattle's the first gen?
That might be the
series?
first gen. And then there's like the Meet Me in Seattle series is the second gen. No.
Or maybe it is Meet Me then
I think
Singles. I don't know. It's so confusing. There's a lot of
With Me in
series
Seattle is the first gen. Single in Seattle is the second gen.
Okay.
Kelly Elliott, if you love cowboys, if you love Montana, Love in Montana by Kelly Elliott. That is the next generation from her Meet Me in Montana series. And I think that's also a really well done. And then Mary Carr. She has her Wild Irish series, and the next gen is the Wilder Irish series. And Mary Carr likes to throw in a couple thruples, and
she has a little mix of everything.
She does a little bit of everything. Any others you want to quickly shout out? Just titles and authors.
Yeah, so I haven't read it, but I loved the first gen. Max Monroe started second gen of her Tapping the Billionaire series with the Dickerson University. The first book is Georgia.
That's Learning Curve. Right?
Yeah.
Learning Curve.
I can't think of his name. But it's their series. So we get Thatch and like that whole group is like with grown ass children. Lonnie Lynn Vale, she has a bunch of second gen series. I love her books. I talk about them all the time. Carla Sorensen, she has her Wolves next gen series, and the Ward sisters are technically next gen, but kind of not at the same time, which blends into the Wilder series. I didn't love the Wolves next gen, but I like the Wards and I like the Wilders. And then Riley Edwards Triple Canopy series is one of my favorite next gens.
Okay.
Side note on the Meet Me in Montana, Kelly Elliott. For those of you that are audiobook listeners, it's read listen.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so guess what, guys?
It's that time.
It's that time
for book
of the week. Just so we all know, jazz hands are very important and they're missed when we don't do them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sorry.
We were at Silent Book Club a couple weeks ago, and it was brought up that, one, they like it when Lindsay's unhinged. The more unhinged Lindsay is, the happier everybody likes
to let
it.
her. You did tell me that we need to just let her go.
And people would be sad if we ever stopped doing Book of the Week call ourselves, and Mike actually got us an echo. And they're sad when we don't do jazz hands because they're at home watching along doing jazz hands. So...
Well, next week when I'm not on, you must do jazz hands.
We will do jazz hands. Okay, Jenny, what's your book of the week?
I am reading Love is a War Song by Danica Nava. This is her second book. Becky and I did a quick shot of her first book. We did
a sip and discuss.
Did we?
Yeah, it was a full sip and discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yes. Because I had some
I think Amanda did it
with
us. Or it might have just been you and me.
Maybe. I think Amanda did it too.
Anyway.
I don't know. I had some issues with the resolution of the third act breakup. But I'm finding this one a little stronger. And
Amanda says it wasn't her.
I think it was just Jenny and I, but it was a sip and discuss. Yeah.
This one,
Are
yeah,
you liking this one so far?
so far. But I am like 56%, and there has not been like a kiss.
That's
She
not
likes a
surprising, though.
slower burn.
She does.
Yeah.
I think the last book was what, 89% or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right because there was the cat and she was like allergic to the cat.
Yeah, it was a lot drawn out.
Ooh.
Leah, what's your book of the
Like,
week?
what?
So my reading week has not been stellar, but I am currently reading book 3 in the New York City Mafia series by Lane Hart. Now, there is an overarching storyline in this series, and so it's made me a little bit grumpy. And I didn't love book 1. I enjoyed book 2, and so far I'm really liking book 3. She is the ADA, and he has been stalking her for a couple weeks, and he's gonna blackmail her, but I don't know how or why yet.
Okay.
But
Ooh.
So question, is it as unhinged as the first
no,
series?
it is not as unhinged as the first series.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like book 1, I was like, he's not very alpha really at all. He was more like a golden retriever in a way, but it was still well written.
I mean,
So it was
Mafia
one
can
of
have a
those.
goodest boy, I guess.
He was the goodest boy once he got his head out of his ass. But yeah, I am really enjoying this one so far. I think this one's going to be a little bit more unhinged because he likes control and she's an ADA and wants people to tie her up, but like has not had people do that yet because she's picking squares and she needs not a square.
I mean, everybody
So.
who wants to be tied up should get to be tied up.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Heather, what's your book of the week? And does it involve anybody being tied up?
Not yet. That doesn't
Okay.
mean it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Time will tell.
So I'm reading Pucked Up. It is book 2 in a series. I didn't realize actually that it was book 2. It is by E.M. Lindsay, and so it is a sled hockey book. And so there's really amazing disability rep. There's blind players. He has a disability that requires him to use like a wheelchair or other mobility devices. It's MM, and he's a player. It's a player and a coach, and like it popped at 10%.
Jeez.
Like,
Oh,
it was really, so I'm actually only 4 chapters in, and it's really good. So, but really, if E.M. Lindsay puts it out, I'm just probably gonna read it. I don't know how I missed book 1 of this series.
okay. So as I was doing research for Next Gen, I came across Victoria Denault has written a second gen from 2 of her hockey series. So this book is Connor by Victoria Denault. It is the first book in her hockey royalty series, and it's Next Gen from her San Francisco series and her hometown players series. The setup on this book is really interesting. So in her foreword, she very clearly says, listen, I'm a Canadian, I'm a hockey fan, but I had to change some rules. I had to fix some things so it worked with my timeline in my book. So like the draft stuff, some contractual stuff, like she's very clear that like she knows it's wrong, but in order to write the story that she wanted to write, she kind of had to do that. So this Connor is the captain of his hockey team. I think she took some liberties from the guy from the Bruins that got traded to Florida in the middle of the season for no reason.
Yeah. Brad Marchand. It's not that guy. It's Brad Marchand.
Okay, sorry. That guy. So I think she took some of that. Basically, this guy is the captain of his team in New York. It's his dad's legacy team. His dad's retired from that team. But 2 days before the Christmas break, the coach and the GM who do not like him have told him that they are going to waive him as soon as the Christmas break is over. And he flips out because he's supposed to play a game the next night. Instead, he gets in his car and drives to Maine where the whole family is. And of course, he decides to stay in his cousin's apartment above their garage, but doesn't realize that the cousins
Someone else is already there.
Yeah, rented out, and she is a doctor, and she's older by 6 or
Ooh,
8 years.
nice.
And she's been kind of, they grew up together, family friends. She was like, he was the oldest of his kind of group of cousins. And when she was adopted into the family that they were friends with, that she was kind of like the older cool kid. So she's 6 years older than he is. Such great banter. I love Victoria Denault books. I love them. And it's kind of like a Kate Meader. I think because they're wide and not KU, people don't pick them up. But they should be in your libraries. If they're not in your libraries, I'm telling you, it's worth the $4.99 to pick this book up.
Also, I just looked. They're in Kobo Plus. So
Oh,
if
they're in
you
Kobo
have
Plus.
Kobo, they're in
Yeah.
Kobo.
So
She writes a really strong story.
yeah, she's a Canadian author, and I believe she's living abroad. And
Yeah, she was on House Hunters International.
yes, yeah.
Oh.
So, but I absolutely love it, and I've really enjoyed it. So, Connor by Victoria Denault. Okay. Is there any books we want to fight this week? Anybody fighting a book?
I mean,
Oh, Heather hasn't been here for if you
no.
want to fight a book. Heather, if there's a book that really pissed you off or something within a book that
But
really pissed you off, you can
if you
fight
fight
it.
a book, you can't have a book of the week.
That's right. You have to have one or the other, but we can't fight a book
Nope.
this week. Okay.
Okay.
Patreon update. Make sure if you haven't logged into your Patreon and checked it out in recent weeks, please do so. We made some updates and some changes. We retired the swag pack tier, and changed some things. We made some announcements. So make sure you go over and check out your Patreon. I just really quick want to shout out to our amazing community. Thank you so much for keeping this podcast running, letting us bring you all of these great episodes every week. Thank you for being a part of our Discord. Like, I'm just so grateful for this community, and we plan to continue to build the community. I just needed to take some things off my plate, and the swag pack was the thing. And we're hoping now that life will have finally settled down for most of us, and we can get back to doing quick shots and dropping them over in Patreon for you guys. So thank you everyone for hanging out and reading and talking about next gen books. For a list of books that we talked about in this episode, check out our on the shelf show notes at buzzingaboutromance.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Tag us when you read your next second gen romance. We want to know what's on your shelf. If you loved this episode, leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and share it with your book besties. Again, so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Jenny, Leah, and Heather. I appreciate you all. Until next time.
Happy reading, everybody.
Bye.